But again, Trevor, we mentioned, right, the most important thing for either side is whose style is really going to be seen and be showing the most as this game unfolds.
We're just about ready to find out. Buckle your seatbelts, folks. This is a high-octane matchup. Two top 10 squads. Florida State coming in with a record of 16-2-3 as you see Christina Roque back to guard the net for Florida State once more. Florida State winning the ACC regular season in a co-championship with North Carolina, but winning the ACC tournament for Arkansas. They're right back in it, and they kick things off here in Tallahassee. Arkansas with a 13-3-5 record, a 6-2-2 SEC record, second place in the SEC. As we mentioned, Alabama, the one team right now, already set, locked into the College Cup. They want to make it a second SEC team. As Arkansas looks to gain control, to the outside it goes, and trying to maintain possession, and that possession percentage rate, Jack, is going to be key for Arkansas, because Florida State, it is very rare you see them lose that statistical battle.
That's what Florida State will try and do all game, is hold the ball, connect around 500 passes if they can. But yes, Arkansas, they need to keep the ball as much as they can. They're going to keep the pressure up, but while you're applying that pressure, right, it's being smart when you do have it.
This will go the other way as the long throw-in attempt by Ellie Pottigill goes off, I believe, Jessica DiFilippo's foot, or correction, Tankersley. One thing that you'll notice standing out about this Arkansas squad is the amount of height that they possess. It's a very tall team that really can win space and battles with the ball. And if it's an elevation game, watch out. Jody Brown trying to get a run-on opportunity, but that ball sent a little bit too far out in front as Grace Barbara secures that one very tightly.
And there's Jody Brown again, right, pressing the defense, trying to get in behind. But Grace Barbara coming up with the save, pushing out, and that's how she's going to have to play tonight, Trevor, against a team that wants to get on the break with a player like Jody Brown. She's got to be aggressive on her line.
The key may be just if that ball's in the box and Jody Brown hasn't found it yet, I think you come off your line and you try and find that ball faster. Just get to it before she does. But if it's an elevation game with Arkansas, that plays right into their strength. They have a very good capability of throwing the ball long from this position, and they really do a nice job on set pieces, as you alluded to in the open, Jack, winning those headers. And they have had a lot of corners as well. They have over 140 corners this season. Throw in towards the end line. Defense by Florida State holding pat as Lauren Flynn sends it right back where that play started.
And Trevor, you see here, even on this throw, and Arkansas is going to load up the box, really contain that territory and keep the players up the field. As we mentioned, they want to keep that pressure.
Very humid night, as you can see Arkansas trying to get the grip back on the ball. This one will be a goal kick for Christina Roque. Take a look at Arkansas's season summary. As we mentioned, 13-3-5. Lost in the first round of the SEC tournament. That did not sit well with Coach Colby Hale. And even with that, 7 players selected to the All-SEC team and reaching the Elite Eight for the second time in program history. They want to punch their way into the Final Four this year.
And they have all the weapons to be capable of doing that, and they've really shown that response throughout this tournament.
Emily's got more on Arkansas.
Yeah, Trevor, it's just been special this season. He said this is a team that has been through a little more in the past few years. They usually crush the SEC, especially scoring-wise, but they've lost a few people that contributed to that. And this year, they've been squeezing by, so he thinks that chemistry has really been built between the girls after going through some struggles that they maybe weren't used to in the past.
Thank you very much, Emily. Yeah, you're right, because this team has led the country in a lot of good offensive categories the previous 3 years. Not so much this year. Those goal totals are a bit down. They had to work their way through the SEC with a lot of 1-0 victories, and didn't exactly expect that, perhaps, at least from Arkansas. But they're still keeping the pressure on, and they still found a way to get to this point in the season once more. As a foul is drawn against Florida State, and this is exactly where Arkansas loves to be, a set-piece opportunity around the 18.
You talk about it, Trevor, especially as you get into the postseason. It's about peaking at the right time, and Arkansas is really doing that. We see the explosion on offense coming up, but the set pieces are where they've been the most dangerous, and you can see the tall bodies in the box. Someone's going to be able to get ahead on this one.
That's the key for Florida State defensively. You got to win positioning and mark. Looks like Shayna Flynn's going to take this opportunity, going for a goal on the far side, trying to set up Jessica DiFilippo. A little bit too bold and a little bit too far to the left, and this will go the other way.
And that's someone to watch. DiFilippo, that's how she scored both of her goals last game against Memphis. It's on the back post. She's really crafty at making those runs and getting in behind the defense. You're going to see her do that all night.
For Shayna Flynn, this is actually her first start in the NCAA tournament this season. Came off the bench in the previous three. Now Florida State with the ball. Working a triangle, but too strong off the boot of Nesbitt.
And there it is, Trevor. 3 bodies on Arkansas surrounding the ball. They're not letting Florida State have that room to play the possession style they're so used to.
Coach Hale talked to us this week about trying to set a high press. And that's something that he loves, that he really expects out of his team. And it's a game plan that they bring into every match. Is what's different in the SEC. You know, he mentioned that the ACC style of play is a little more, relaxed. It's a little more, maybe controlled. You allow the team to bring the ball up a little bit. In the SEC, they kind of go back and forth, and they really put stress on the opponent. As Florida State looks to turn the tables in the offensive half and to the offensive third. There's Clara Robbins in her final match at the Seminole Soccer Complex. Same with Jenna Neiswanger. In fact, the 3 who had the ball in their final match. Payne with a cross, shot, and it's high by Jody Brown. The first real big dangerous threat in this match, and gets a round of applause from the crowd.
There's the best chance of the game so far. Beautiful move and a back heel pass from Clara Robbins, and then we get the cross from Heather Payne, and Jody Brown a little too much on the kick, couldn't keep it down.
And he had 2 options there as well. Beata Olson tried to put a 1 touch on that. Tomahawk chop, getting a workout here early. Of course, these fans are certainly in a good mood after last night. Big rivalry game in football with the Florida Gators. I'd love to see the soccer team follow that up with a victory here today. Through the midfield, Clara Robbins guiding the ball back to calmer waters. But again, you see that high press by Arkansas trying to stress the Seminoles.
And a big difference between both teams. Florida State really likes to play with the ball in the back. It's how they adapt and how they use that possession style, where Arkansas, you're not going to see that as much. And Arkansas has been doing a great job thus far to not allow the Seminoles to play with the ball in the back.
Pass goes wide to Ron Ely. Pass over, great control by Olsen to stop it. Here's Echegini. Olsen able to save it, cross over the top of the cage, and will go the other way. Olsen with the excellent reflexes to keep that play alive. She's had to go through a lot of battles this season. 14 goals in 2001. Led Florida State, only 6 this year. But got 1 last week against Pittsburgh.
Beata Olson plays with a lot of character up top.
Emily's got more on Beata.
Yeah, Trevor, you mentioned her goal against Pitt, and I talked to Coach Penske earlier this week. I said that had to be sweet for her, and he said no one puts more pressure on themselves than Beata does. We always try and take that pressure away from her and remind her that she is so important, whether she's scoring goals or not. But that goal definitely did wonders for her confidence, and she is just a menace anywhere on the field.
Speaking of menaces, Jody Brown is quite the speed demon. As Florida State threatening once again. Pass by EY goes through the legs of Tankersley. Gobbled up though by Florida State's Clara Robbins. Here she is. Wants to do a chip. And it'll go right to Grace Barbara. Robbins As I mentioned, final game here at the Seminole Soccer Complex, along with Jenna Neiswanger and Heather Payne. Hard header by Robbins back. As Arkansas looks to set control. Tankersley trying to get the outlet pass. Ron Ely there to meet her. Tankersley works around Ely. Cross in. Nesbitt there to just do a jackknife cut and send that ball the other way.
And that was a beautiful move from Tankersley. Actually slid the ball between EY's legs. That's going to be a problem on that right flank. You can see the size difference in Tankersley and EY. It'll be a battle all tonight.
First substitution of the game. Ainsley Erzin coming in for Arkansas to replace Shayna Flynn. Corner kick for Arkansas. And it's still in the box. And it will be floated right to Christina Roque. Off the foot of Brianna Hunter. And already, Jack, we've seen a lot of Florida State's matches already in this postseason. And, you know, I think by far already in this first 10 minutes, Christina Roque has gotten more action than in probably all three of those games combined.
And it's speaking to the press we're seeing from Arkansas, and there's another example right there. They're causing Florida State to have these errant passes. They're not making them comfortable, and if you're not comfortable in the back, you're going to make mistakes over time, and the Razorbacks are really making their presence shown thus far.
Emily Hauser will tee up the corner kick for Arkansas. Pretty straight shot just outside the 6, headed on. Kept alive by Arkansas to the top of the box. Chipped back in, headed on. And Roque is there just in the nick of time to save it once more. It looks like Hunter once again was involved.
There's an opportunity, Trevor, where many other teams would want to shoot this ball back into the box. You got a lot of space. Instead, they're going to lob it right onto the penalty spot. Try and see if they can get ahead on it. They're testing Christina Roque early. It's a great recipe to defeat this Seminole squad.
Excellent job by Hunter of getting her head to catapult that ball to continue along towards goal. Quite the challenge for Florida State to go into their usual game plan, given, as you said, Jack, the amount of time that Arkansas dedicates themselves to providing a high press. Might force Florida State to go a little more direct as a foul is issued to Heather Payne. Here's Anna Potagil, Arkansas's all-time leading goal scorer. Her senior season out of Cincinnati, Ohio.
She's been incredible again this season. Really does it all for them up top. So crafty on the ball and her runs in behind. But Trevor, here's another example. You're going to see number 11, Jessica DiFilippo, on the back post. So good at making these runs. She's someone that the Seminoles need to keep an eye on this one.
There she is, number 11. 5'9" height. Hauser sends it one more time. Nesbitt heads this one out of the box. Running onto it is Tankersley. She and EY going back to battle. They're to stay with a good wall. That ball squirts through into the middle of the box. Chaos in the box and finally cleared away. As Echegini is slow to get up. Will hobbled but will continue on as Ellie Potagil, the younger sister of Anna, sends that one across the end line. Echegini out of England. Plays for the Nigerian national team. Leads this Florida State group in goals with 10 on the season.
She's been so good on the flank for the Seminoles. Her and Ron Ely combining on that left side allows for overlapping runs, and what she can do to stretch defenses, but also beat defenders one-on-one has been unmatched.
There have just been so many goal scorers on this Florida State squad, though, Jack, when you really look at it, no one really separates themselves as Jody Brown tried to get a hand on the ball, or head on the ball at the very least. You take a look at the goal totals. Jody Brown with 8, Neiswanger 6, Nesbitt 6, Olsen 6. Everybody contributes, and they find ways to get everybody involved because of their individual qualities, of course, but there's an unselfish characteristic to this team that really flourishes everything.
And it makes it so dangerous for a defense to have to defend multiple players. You're not just keying in on one or two. There's so many on either night that can beat you. But Arkansas also has that same sort of style to them. They may not be scoring as many goals this season, but they have so many players up top that can make an impact and disrupt opposing defenses.
Hard header back. Arkansas again winning the ball. Tankersley running on. Up against EY once more. EY, nice little stab at a dispossession. But again, Arkansas controls. Service into the box. Nesbitt will clear it and send it down to the center backs. As Ella Riley get it back over to Grace Barbara.
Trevor, you'll see that all night from Grace Barbara. A little different from almost a sweeper-keeper-esque. She wants to push up the field. Grace Barbara, the power that she has with her leg is sort of unmatched from other keepers in the country. I mean, she can kick it keeper to keeper, box to box. So she likes to stay up the field a little bit more. So if Arkansas does lose that ball, they can get the possession right back.
2022 second team All-SEC. The Princeton transfer was on the All-Ivy team last year. She has the second most shutouts this season in the SEC. So an excellent first year in the Southeastern Conference for number 0 out of Delray Beach, Florida. Hard battles going on at the midfield level. As Arkansas on the run, good ball to the left side. Pottigill and Flynn, two veterans duking it out. Payne saves it. Some good challenging by Florida State. They're getting as much stress as probably they've seen all season, with the exception of maybe a couple of other teams. This ball finds a way to get to the middle, and Neiswanger tries to control. And again, they can't maintain possession, Jack, and it's Arkansas who's been putting on the stress. And they seem to be more looking like Florida State is. This ball goes out toward the corner of the box. Echegini showing the defensive skill. Hard challenge, no call. And it'll go the other way. Look at the speed of Arkansas. That was Erzin who had that opportunity down the flank, and this will go out of play.
Razorbacks just flying over the pitch. Florida State doesn't have any time to get settled and run their offense. They're getting stressed. That was what we mentioned. Arkansas is so good at doing that. And it's almost like it's reversing the styles, like you said, Trevor, right? They're looking a little bit more like Florida State out there.
And it's really not even so much the stress, Jack, it's the physicality as well. When those one-on-one battles for the ball, the first, second balls, Arkansas seems to be winning the majority of them, and it's got to put a smile on Kobe Hale's face.
And it's what's been able to push them throughout this tournament and have the dominance that they've had.
There's a run through the center. Arkansas taking a shot, rolls right over to Christina Roque. As it was Anna Pottigill one more time, looking for career goal number 46. Pottigill, a super athlete, but one of the most even-keeled stars that you'll find. This one sent a little too strongly by Echegini. Back to Grace Barbara. Pottigill with a lot of good straight line speed out in the open space. And in fact, Coach Hale said, you know, if I were to tell you how the players describe Anna Pottigill, it'd be weird, only because of how much of a superstar she is, but the fact that she can keep herself at a pretty even-keeled level. She has been a shining star for the Razorbacks over her career and would like to put them on the stage full of stars in the College Cup with a win today. So you can just see the amount of people that are here to take this game in. Absolutely unbelievable. Hope to get a number in terms of a sellout with how many people are in attendance. This is an electric atmosphere at the Seminole Soccer Complex. Of course, this crowd, Jack, has been kind of quiet as of right now, given the way this game is playing out as we approach about halfway through the first 45 minutes. Haven't been a lot of cheering going on with this Florida State crowd, and the Arkansas fans look like they're kind of having a good time right now.
Yeah, Arkansas making their imprint on this game. They're dominating so far, and they're creating a lot of chances, whether they're getting them on target, right? They're still testing Christina Roque. We mentioned it's something that she is not used to this year. And for Florida State, you know that they can be dangerous at any moment. It takes one through ball to get in behind, but Arkansas playing with the ball around back, getting them upfield, playing their style.
Ball headed away by Lauren Flynn. Elite skill level, that was by Zoe Susi getting the ball back in. Good cut back by Arkansas, crossover, nobody home. DiFilippo too shallow, not deep enough to the wide wing, but she's able to save it. I think Tankersley is anyway. This one rolls out of bounds.
And that's a play that just speaks to Arkansas in a nutshell, hustling for that ball, not letting off for a moment's notice.
B. Franklin will look to organize Arkansas on the throw-in. Nope, I'm going to call my own substitution here and get Ellie Pottigill in the throw-in. Susi could not control. Saved by Olsen, and still battling for the ball is the sensational Swede. Here she comes on the runs, got numbers with her. Here comes Jody Brown up the flank, working to the outside. But nice dispossession. Nope, no dispossession yet, but a good challenge nonetheless. Service into the box, and Barbara's there to make the save. So some life being shown by Neiswanger and the Seminoles.
It only takes one chance with Florida State to get out on that counter. They have the weapons to do so, but on that ball, Trevor, Jenna Neiswanger, haven't called her name much so far, who's been dominant for the Seminoles and setting up her teammates.
Crowded midfield, given the height, as we alluded to, with Arkansas. DiFilippo at 5'9", Tankersley's at 5'11". Shot over, but too high was Erzin. Still no score between the Seminoles and Arkansas. Winner will move on to the Final Four of the NCAA Division I Women's Soccer Tournament. The winner of this match will take on the winner of North Carolina and Notre Dame. Okay, ready to send this one down. And that ball staying in the Seminoles' half of the pitch. Susi tried to keep the ball in. Hopefully someone would run on. And we should mention that that North Carolina-Notre Dame game is simultaneously happening with this matchup. And we can tell you that North Carolina has a 1-0 lead over the Irish on the road. This one flicked back over to Grace Barbara, so no problems for Arkansas.
There's a great play from Ellie Pottigill getting back on defense. You'll see her all over the pitch tonight. She's naturally a midfielder, but Coach Hale's been bringing her back into the defense, and she's been all over the field.
Yeah, he described her as an elite defender, not a flashy player by any stretch, and actually kind of contrasted with her older sister a little bit in terms of personality, but there's no denying the skill set that the Pottigill sisters have. And again, Ainsley Erzin trying to find space. Trying to find space down the wing. Erzin, the freshman out of Des Moines, Iowa. He's been in the starting lineup the last 3 games here in the postseason. Part of a slew of freshmen that have found ways to contribute for Arkansas. As this one goes beyond the touchline. The likes of Erzin and Ella Riley. Zoe Susi in the starting lineup today. Just the adversity, of course, going through the SEC and quality competition, but the injuries that Arkansas has sustained and also needed to replace players. This one cleared again by Florida State, trying to keep it in play, saving it from being a corner. And a little bit of confusion in terms of the play, but this one will roll out of bounds, and it will be a throw-in. There's Zoe Susi.
Number 99, a player you need to look out for You see, Trevor, we've been mentioning the height of Arkansas all night. Susie, the smallest on this team, but plays the largest.
5'2", indeed, a big heart. No doubt about it. Headed into the box. Susie almost had a shot, but Roque with the due diligence of beating her to the ball. Looks like we have a fallen Seminole. That's Heather Gilchrist. She occupies one of the center back positions for Florida State in her freshman season.
Multiple freshmen out on the pitch tonight that have made contributions all season. Gilchrist has been phenomenal. You know, we were joking with Coach Hale too, Trevor, right? When you're talking about defenders, you're thinking that when they watch their play, they're getting judged on their worst moments, not their best, like a lot of forwards. And Gilchrist has really played the part this season.
And Florida State play the part of aggressor here in this first half. Here comes Payne, collecting the outlet pass from Robbins. Echegini trying to catch up to the ball, but nice job by Arkansas's back line, and they will get the ball back. You're not wrong about a lot of these freshmen, but and back on Gilchrist, you know, Coach Penske mentioned, you know, earlier on in the season as a freshman, you know, you want to be aggressive. You understand the, you know, the history, the stature of Florida State. You want to make plays, and he told us, you know, she thought she was a little bit too aggressive earlier in the season. She's become a lot more patient now, and she's done a nice job settling the ball and putting the clearances on, which is such a nice way of seeing the maturation of a player develop. In fact, he said he'd be talking to like a 25-year-old. Cross into the box, and again, Arkansas threatening, and they'll get another corner.
And that's the biggest thing for Gilchrist, is settling into her role. You know, you talk about it, the culture and the history of Florida State trying to live up to that, but as the game has gone down, it's slowed down a little bit for her, and she's really matured in her role as center back.
It'll once again be Emily Hauser. She set up DiFilippo with 2 goals last week against Memphis in their third-round win. This one straight on towards the line, punched away by Roque with the right fist. This one will go to Florida State.
Trevor, there again, I mentioned it with Grace Barbara before, but Heather Roque as a goalkeeper, getting out aggressive on your line and punching that ball away with a team that's so dangerous on set pieces as a goalkeeper is so important to get out of your line and claim that ball.
Caitlin Zapay checks into the game for Oni Echegini. That's the first sub for Florida State. Here's a collection by Jenna Neiswanger. Jody Brown's with her. Numbers for Florida State. Brown to the left. Doing an excellent job, though, on defense, staying step for step with Jody Brown. It was Ellie Pottigill. That is no easy task.
No, not at all. Pottigill living up to it right there. Jody Brown's been finding some free space, but to have someone be stride for stride and slow her down is huge for the Razorbacks.
About 17:30 remaining in the first half, and it's really been Arkansas with the majority of play as DiFilippo wanted a foul called. She hasn't exactly gotten the opportunities that she's wanted either. So Florida State at least keeping her in check, knowing the danger she represents. However, the Razorbacks have done an excellent job of keeping the ball in the attacking third for the majority of this match. Gilchrist with a win of the ball, and Nesbitt will clear it back as Olsen trying to keep it in, and another amazing job by Ellie Pottigill. Tankersley to Susie, blocked by Gilchrist. And Ron Ewai keeps it in. Olsen gaining position against Pottigill. And Tankersley actually helping Florida State unintentionally with that ball getting dispossessed. Finally, a little bit of space for Florida State. But again, another incision by that Razorback defense. Florida State really cannot get any traction going, Jack, at least not consistently enough.
They really haven't faced a team like this season.
Here they come once again. We have a shoving match between Anna Pottigill and Heather Payne. It's fascinating to see some of these matchups. You see freshman versus freshman, freshman versus senior. So those are 2 seniors right there going at it. lot of experience, a lot of postseason experience between these two clubs. Obviously, we know about Florida State's history. They're trying to advance to their 13th College Cup in program history and have been in the NCAA tournament for 23 consecutive seasons. That's the 4th best active streak in the entire country. Of course, for Arkansas, they're trying to get to their first ever College Cup. A program that really has turned it around under Coach Kobe Hale. He spent 9 seasons as an assistant with UCF under the direction of Amanda Cromwell, who had a lot of success with UCLA and Orlando. Kobe Hale deserves a lot of credit for what he's been able to do, turning Arkansas into a perennial powerhouse. Winning the SEC regular season championship the previous 3 years. What we've seen out of Alabama this year with what Wes Hart has done, I mean, the SEC is really coming along as a conference that can try and rival the ACC, which of course historically has been the class of the entire country.
They've really been coming along with a different style of play, but one thing I love, Trevor, that Coach Hale told us, right, he's describing his team and the culture is, he asked us, what are the 2 most fun things to do in soccer? It's score goals and win games, and they've certainly been doing a lot of that here, not just this season, but his entire career.
Sophia Aragon now comes in for Erzin, who was a substitute earlier on in this match. Temperatures, by the way, for this match hovering around 70 degrees, but very humid, so it's a slick ball on slick grass. Here comes Arkansas. Tankersley again on the wing. Wants to take a shot, deflected by EY, still in the box, and it's cleared away. Zepay, and a slip by Hunter. Could have presented an opportunity maybe for Zepay if she wanted to turn and go, but decided to get the ball back. A lot of open space for EY. Nice swung her right back. Arkansas doing a nice job in the low block, but here comes Jody Brown, gets in the box, not able to put a shot off, and Hunter steers clear, sends the ball away. EY. The ball goes to Nesbitt. Back out to Payne. Service, didn't even reach the box as Hauser sent it back. Again, Florida State unable to really keep the pressure on for an extended period of time as this ball gets sent. Payne, though, head on a swivel, but back the other way. Susi to the left side, trying to catch up with it is Potagil, and she will not be able to get it. A lot of jockeying for the ball in the midfield a bit here, Jack. But Arkansas certainly has won those possession battles more. Haven't exactly challenged Roque really dangerously yet. In fact, Florida State, I think, has the most dangerous chance with Jody Brown just sailing that shot earlier on in this first half. But certainly the amount of opportunities in favor of the Razorbacks. Yeah, nothing too dangerous so far, but again, it's that pressure and that sort of how Florida State has felt so seasoned as they feel comfortable in the possession style they've always played. And now you're pressing them, you're putting them on their heels, and you hope eventually you see Brian Pensky on his feet, right? It's not that style that he's used to. He's trying to get the squad riled up and going again because Arkansas is really playing with fire right now, and they seem like the team that's got the energy. Seems like that was all a part of Kobe Hale's plan. Yeah. You were mentioning at the top of the broadcast he wanted to get Brian Pensky up on his feet. Well, Pensky certainly activated here in this first half. As Kobe Hale just kind of sits and watches.
Sitting.
Ellie Potagil. This ball goes back near midfield. You see where Arkansas is, even when the ball is set and taken and sent right back to them. They still maintain numbers around that midfield line. Inside, Payne manning the position. Zepay helping in support as Robbins tries to generate this Florida State attack. Hauser, though, coming up from that center back spot. She's generating the offense. Deflected. Hauser still in the offensive attack, but not able to catch up to it as a holding call and foul issued to Arkansas. Florida State kind of wanted to play advantage and try to keep the play going, but they will be forced to take a free kick.
Yeah, seemed like another opportunity they would have had with some numbers down the field. Instead, they're going to have to get a restart. And normal Florida State possession style has not really been working. They're kind of just going back and forth. Arkansas holding the line.
This is about as open as it's been in terms of the possession style that Florida State's had all night. As now Arkansas kind of puts numbers behind the ball. Now the timing isn't there for the Seminoles.
That's really where they've been going for the majority of this first half, just trying to find a small channel and play that through ball in behind. Hasn't been working out, and instead Arkansas has been taking advantage.
Just a little over 10 to go as Olsen and Barbara exchange pleasantries. Body parts hit the ball there, but Arkansas able to win the first ball. Potagil, good turn to the left. But Payne has done an excellent job of maintaining her ground, not allowing Potagil to make the cross that she wants or make the play towards the box she wants with the ball.
And it's good defense from Florida State, but another opportunity that Arkansas really welcomes. They have so many different ways to score off corner kicks. That's what Coach Hale was joking with us. He has 40 to 50 different boards for set pieces and corners. They want to keep it unpredictable.
Aragon will take the corner. This one going outside the 6, and Olsen gets the head. This one sent right back in towards Roque, and she's able to leave DiFilippo to the ball for a header. No, excuse me, Tankersley. Whichever one it is, there's someone at about 5'9" or 5'11" trying to win the ball in the center of the 6. Niswanger. Hard pass, could not extend the leg out far enough to reach it. Run on. Timing a little bit off now, I think, for both teams, Jack. You know, there's not exactly... Still, there's a lot of hard play happening for sure. Hard challenges, battles for the ball, but the connectivity, I don't think, is there at this moment.
Both teams just a little bit off, but the physicality has been rising as this match has progressed.
Ryan Penske talking it over with Beata Olsen about what the game plan is here in these final 8 minutes. And as that's happening, Olivia Garcia will enter the game for Jody Brown. Emily's got more on Olivia Garcia.
Yeah, Trevor, we've talked a lot about the freshmen on the field tonight, and there goes another one for Florida State that's really grown a lot this year. Coach Penske said she had a great day of training Tuesday, and she's just playing right now. She's more relaxed, she's comfortable. You know, she's not thinking too much or pressing too hard. She's just playing and therefore creating chances for herself and her whole team.
Or the growth and development that just keeps on churning out elite athletes and winning culture in Tallahassee. Lofted back between the back line for Florida State. Robbins unable to control, but will win a throw-in. This ball got kicked back into the field of play.
That's what you want for Florida State, though. Progressively move that ball up the field, get your back line up, and start regaining that territory that Arkansas has been dominating.
Robbins with a foot still in play. Good job working it along the sideline. Here's a good opportunity, but an errant pass potentially by Niswanger as Olsen was trying to work her way into the box.
And there it was, Trevor, a little bit of that connectivity starting to warm up for Florida State. Just missed the last one.
And a hard foul to Susi on Niswanger. So the two shortest members of these teams showing some physicality as well.
Shows you the physicality is not going to get any slower in this one. It's only going to keep ramping up as we keep going.
Those two know what's at stake. Once again, a trip to the College Cup up for grabs. Both of these teams in last year's Elite Eight, Florida State was in a knockdown, drag-out brawl against Michigan that didn't see the winning goal until overtime. As you see, Florida State has advanced to the Elite Eight in 16 of the last 18 seasons. If that doesn't define dominance, I don't know what does. As for Arkansas, in their first ever Elite Eight, a bit of a heartbreak, losing in PKs after a 2-2 regulation score in overtime. Kept them from getting to their first College Cup, but they're certainly showing what they are all about, as that is another hard challenge by Arkansas, as Olsen was sent flying, and she is slow to get up. Brianna Hunter, 5'10" grad student out of Pflugerville, Texas. That is not a good sign for Florida State. As you take another look.
See it again, Jenna Neiswanger doing what she does best, playing the ball in, but just a statement right there. Beata Olsen, you hope that she's okay.
Looks like she's grasping her left wrist. And she's trying to save the ball, obviously, trying to keep it from being a goal kick, and Hunter kind of beats her to that spot as she tried to kick that ball away.
There's those 50-50 balls as we move into games that matter so much to either team. It's who wants it more, and in the box right there. Unfortunately, Hunter just a little aggressive on Olsen.
There will be a goal kick for Arkansas. Hunter has been the minutes leader for the Razorbacks the last 3 seasons, only making her 7th start this year. A good sign from Olsen as she's able to jog it off or walk it off. And there'll be Emma Bissell substituting in for Olsen. These final 5 minutes and change in a 0-0 score between Arkansas and Florida State. Florida State, the 1 seed, the #1 overall seed in this tournament. Arkansas, the 3 seed of this region. Another foul, this one going against Florida State as Anna Potagil draws it. And it'll set up another free kick chance for Arkansas.
Take another look at the foul. Heather Payne just fighting on that side. Crowd didn't agree with it, but it seemed Heather Payne kind of got the hand up.
That's such a tough foul too, because it looks like there's some lean to Potagil. She's trying to dig in, and Payne, it looks maybe to the official like she's pulling her. Here's a service into the box right directly at Roquet, and she's able to hold strong.
That's a very dangerous ball, though. Florida State is lucky that got to Christina Roquet and didn't take a deflection on the way in.
Tankersley sending some service in. Has the capability of scoring from almost any part of the pitch. And she's one of the players that really provides long throw-ins that deep into the attacking third, too, if Arkansas wants to put bodies in the box.
Florida State's just waiting. Right, they're being patient, but they're just looking for that channel, that over-the-top ball. It's kind of been the theme for them in this first half.
Nice job in support by Zippe of saving it. Pass by Nesbitt. Zippe again keeps the possession alive. Bissell with a cross to Garcia, and she almost had a foot on it. Very close call for Arkansas. Could have been the first goal of the match. Garcia was close, so Bissell coming in off the bench, providing a little spark.
And another one for Florida State. They haven't had as many as Arkansas, but they've certainly been good. A drill of a pass across the box. Unfortunately, Garcia just can't get it on target. I'm not going to tell if she actually got her foot on it, but it's a chance that she's going to want back.
Heads up defense by Ellie Potagil.
We've been calling her name a lot, Trevor.
She's certainly stood out and probably is the defensive MVP right now, of keeping Florida State from going on sustained runs with the ball. 2:30 remaining in this first half. And at the half, over in South Bend, Indiana. It remains 1-0 in favor of the Tar Heels. And a pass that's off the mark by Gilchrist as Payne saves it just in time. Florida State trying to find a way to bring some sort of momentum into halftime, Jack.
That's going to be the biggest key, is that momentum. Both teams sort of at a stalemate now. It seems the Seminoles are starting to pick up.
Cepay, what can she do and find a way to get the ball? She's still working her way through. Neiswanger with a shot. Barbara with the save and cleared away. And Florida State will get a throw in. So a few opportunities for the Seminoles as Neiswanger had the next chance. And it looks like we have a stoppage. Wasn't sure if there was going to be a card issued here as referee Jonathan Weiner talking to Garcia. Take another look. Maybe they just went too quick, but the chance, Jack, by Florida State.
Best chance and the best save of the game. Grace Barber coming up clutch for Arkansas.
Florida State trying to keep it going. Payne, nice service. Garcia challenged and no call given. Was falling down before the ball got to her, but Florida State still in pursuit. Here's Garcia, turns to her left. Getting challenged, trying to maintain possession, doing an admirable job. Splits two defenders with the cross. Cleared out of the box. Robbins fighting it off. EY. Robbins and Neiswanger. Back to Robbins. It's shuffling. Crossover. Hunter gets it to an Arkansas Razorback, and that's cleared away.
Big clearance from Arkansas. Pressure is starting to switch now.
Neiswanger. Robbins. And this one set back toward the Seminole head. Gilchrist trying to find Garcia. Less than 25 to go. Susi clears it off of EY, and so Arkansas will maintain that. And a substitution coming in for Arkansas, and that will kind of stall things out here for the first half.
It's a smart play. Coach Hale bring the sub in, kill the momentum, end the half, go into the locker room and figure out the keys to the second.
So Taylor Berman gets probably the easiest 5 seconds of play in her life, just coming in to bring this match to a halt at halftime. No score between number 3 Arkansas and number 1 Florida State. And Jack, what a battle that was. Arkansas.
In the crowd, I looked up at the video board and Beata was pointing right at them. She's back out there. She's got her wrist taped, but she has a smile on her face and she looks ready for the second half.
So a bang-up job by Florida State's medical team and training staff of getting Beata Olson back out onto the pitch to start this second half. Florida State takes the kick and will send it down quickly. Try and generate some spark and carryover as Neiswanger draws the foul on B. Franklin.
The physicality already starting here, Trevor, and now Florida State gets their own chance. Jenna Neiswanger, we know how dangerous she is. We've seen it this season for the Seminoles.
Probably the most accurate free kicker, certainly at that corner position, Jack. She has been lethal from the corner spot, and the free kick has been her bread and butter. But it'll be a short corner to the wide side for Payne. And on it quickly is Susi, giving it everything she had, emptying the gas tank to get a deflection on that, but it will be a corner kick. And this is, as I just mentioned, where Neiswanger is even more dangerous.
Only the first corner of the game for the Seminoles, not something Brian Penske is used to seeing with his team.
Neiswanger sends it in, swinging ball far side, and no one touched it for the Seminoles, or maybe it did actually, and it will be a goal kick. Looks like Heather Payne is the guilty party there.
Just a little too much gas on that cross from Jenna Neiswanger. Tried to get it into the back post, unfortunately just a little bit too far.
Barbara sends it down. Here come the Knowles. Echegini. Niswanger calling for it. Echegini does not take it though. Brown left all alone at the corner of the 18. Back to Nesbitt. And Payne needing to adjust and is not able to save it. But Jack, one of the biggest themes in maybe areas of success for Florida State this season has been second halves. Second halves have really proven to be the difference between those good teams and those elite teams. And Florida State has really done a number on winning the second halves, and the goal totals, the separation between the two, between the second and the first half, is pretty eye-opening.
I mean, they've been incredible this season, and we asked Brian Penske if there's something that he says in particular to the team every time in the locker room to get them so fired up, and he says it's pretty much the same every time. It's just all the kids. When you got talent, experience, and confidence, and you mix all those things together, good things are going to happen, and we've really seen that in the second half performance of Florida State this season.
Really do a great job of holding each other accountable, communicating, which has really been an excellent level of success. And here's some excellent defense by Lauren Flynn, who draws a goal kick off of the foot of Anna Potagil. Flynn found the net for the first time in the first round match against FGCU. He's been a rising member of the U.S. Women's National Team program on the U20 level. As Jessica DiFilippo enters the match for Taylor Berman. Crossed by Arkansas, headed by DiFilippo, it looked like. And that was her first real action, really clean chance of the entire match.
Just checks into the game and gets a chance, already creating something, but that's a great ball from Shayna Flynn into a dangerous area. That's what Arkansas tries to do. See, they get it out wide to Flynn, gets it on that left foot, right on the penalty spot. DiFilippo just a little behind on the hitter.
Saw Heather Gilchrist right in position, straight at DiFilippo. 2,667 in attendance for this match, the sixth largest at the Seminole Soccer Complex all time. Appreciate Brett Klein giving us that information. You can tell it is a big crowd, but they are in anticipation, wanting to see their Seminoles score. Arkansas, you got to give their fans credit. They've come in a bit of droves as well. They travel well. Quite the hike from Fayetteville, but obviously given the magnitude of this match for the program, you knew they were going to have some support as well.
And it's really incredible just for both sides, all the girls on this team, to have this sort of atmosphere in a game that matters so much to either team. It really increases the level of play, and we can see it in the physicality and the energy on the field.
Looks like Brianna Hunter trying to shake off a knock. Take another look. Challenge for the ball with Clara Robbins.
Oh, just a bump of the heads.
Brown, cut. DiFilippo really harassing Brown. And a mistake by Gilchrist. Potagil's on it. Susie now. Florida State doing a nice job of getting numbers back. Headed away by Ely, and then cleared by Nesbitt.
And another incredible play for Heather Gilchrist, just to slow up that play. Brian Penske, he loves that. He's getting into this match as well. You got to love the atmosphere in here, Trevor.
Oh, been a sweat going down his side on that one. Good crossover, but Ely right there, and then Nesbitt cleaning it up. Florida State will provide the throw-in. Second ball. Arkansas using that height. Had the ball. towards each other, and they'll get the throw in the other way as Penske remaining active on the bench. Still looking for the all-important first goal between Arkansas and Florida State. Barber sends it well back the other way. Strong leg. As Ejigini tries to turn up the field, and she does so. Finds Brown, who's left all alone. Riley has to contend with her. Ejigini, and gets knocked in the box, and still no call. And the fans are starting to get a little upset. You know they want that goal. He thought their team deserved a penalty kick.
You can see the fan calling for the review here, but that's sort of what we've been seeing all game, the physicality. That's a great tackle right there. Gets the ball first from Hunter.
Hunter with the tackle indeed, but it does give Florida State a corner. Low in swinger. That one just into that, and it's good! It's a goal for Florida State! A bouncer in front of the near post, and somehow it found its way in as Niswanger provides another corner kick goal.
She's done that so many times this season. It seemed as if the momentum was bound to swing one direction. Jenna Niswanger really just so deadly on the corner kicks. We'll get another look. That deadly left foot bounces it short, and the ball's just flopping around right within the 6-yard box. Actually deflects off Arkansas. You see Hunter tries to clear it. Get a really good look here. Actually whiffs on the ball, and unfortunately goes into her own net. That'll
probably be marked as an own goal, as Hunter tried to clear it, as you said, Jack, and it looked like it bounced a little bit towards the net, more than she wanted, as she tried to quickly just get a foot and clear it away, and unfortunately it bites Arkansas badly, as Florida State another second half goal to get the lead.
It's been the second half all season, but it seemed this game, Trevor, was not going to be one team stepping up and making a play. It was going to be what team made a mistake first. There was so much pressure now on either side, and unfortunately for Arkansas, the ball gets into the net.
And now I see Colby Hale maybe looking a little bit towards Brian Penske. Now he's the one who might have to do some yelling and standing up.
Yeah, we've seen Penske standing up all game. That's what Coach Hale mentioned, that he's been sitting down all season. He wanted to get Penske riled up.
Now Florida State might have more juice. Brown at the corner of the box again. Riley doing a nice job of getting in the way of Brown. Freshman stepping up. But obviously, Jack, the start of this second half, the Florida State Seminoles have really won most of the opportunities, and Olsen with a flick bicycle kick. And this is going to be a corner.
Cheeky from Beata Olsen. So many different ways for her to score.
Well, what a turn of events. Again, a strong start for the Seminoles, as the service from Payne, unbelievable.
I mean, Olsen's not even looking at the goal. Her ability to get the foot onto the ball in the first place is incredible. Another corner kick for Niswanger.
Niswanger in swinger, deep on the other side. Barber's there, but headed back in. Cleared away by Arkansas. How close was that? Niswanger again, trying to get it to Ejigini. This one headed away. And a foul going against Florida State, and the ire of the crowd directed right at Jonathan Weiner.
It's a big reset for Arkansas, and it was good play in the box.
Emily's got more on Jenna Niswanger.
Yeah, Trevor, going back to her at the corner, she's got a sweet left foot, and she has all season. Coach Penske said there's no doubt about that. We're not very sophisticated with our corner kicks. We're simple, and I think there's something beautiful in the simplicity of it. The bottom line is that we have good service, and we have kids that can just alley-oop it in there. You joke that it's kind of like that, but the kids can just dunk it.
And now you see the pressure really starting to affect Arkansas. as Florida State has completely flipped the script and the momentum in this match. And Emily brings up a great point about the effectiveness of the corners and how Florida State doesn't have too many variations. They only have maybe 4 or 5, very limited amount. Compared to Arkansas, actually, when we talked to Kobe Hale, they have about 40 or 50 different set plays. Here comes Robbins. Passes it off to Brown, and she missteps. Couldn't handle it. As we take another look at this corner that led to the first FSU goal.
And it was a great first play.
Correction. It almost got the second goal.
Yeah, it's a great first play from Grace Barber charging off her line. And Echegini almost gets another chance. Arkansas, as a team on the line, able to head it out of the goal. Really good play, and then a foul coming in after that was a big reset for the Razorbacks.
Emily Hauser, the last line of defense for Arkansas, keeping it a 1-goal game. You see Echegini, who's been kind of an all-around player and attacking forward for Florida State this season, Jack. But obviously, I think the biggest thing that really separates her is her heading ability and able to win the position and even adjust on the fly, maybe not being in the right spot there initially, but adjusting, working her way back, and then heading it forward once more.
Such an incredible ability to go up and get it. Echegini's body control, not only in the air, but with the ball at her feet to shield off defenders and hold the ball in possession and go on these runs has been really, really crucial for Florida State in their attack.
Olsen, taped up wrists and all, trying to get back on the scoring sheet. Echegini over to Niswanger. Tees one up, and it's a shot, a high wire shot, just going over the crossbar. You see the power out of Niswanger. That was a drive that went over the fairway and over the green, unfortunately for Niswanger, but boy, was that special.
She's not only setting up her teammates, but letting it rip from outside the box. Grace Barber had it covered, but again, having that deadly of a left foot at any point outside the box, certainly a threat for an opposing goalkeeper.
Seminole fans know you better watch out for Jenna Niswanger. She is the one to watch. First shot for her that does not go on goal tonight. So just under 32 minutes to go. Florida State with a 1-0 lead as Arkansas needs to get to the box again. Here's Tankersley. Lily working it out wide with space. Service in. Trapped down by DiFilippo. Turns and shoots. Saved. There's an aisle by Nesbitt in front before it gets to Roque. Really, Jack, when you look at the level of play here in the last 20 minutes overall, if you extend it back to the first half, Roque has not seen the ball too much. Florida State's defense really holding strong with the ball entering the box, although here's DiFilippo. Payne with the challenge. EY doesn't get all of that. Arkansas unable to connect, and it'll go the other way.
Yeah, Roque is going to have to stay ready still in this second half. Florida State likes to play that style, or even when they do score. They talked about how good they've been in the second half. They want to keep piling up those goals, but Arkansas has that pressure and that mentality that we're not going to back down. We're going to keep coming after you. And they'll certainly be trying to create more chances and make it hard for this Florida State defense.
Erzen back in for Flynn. Shayna Flynn of Arkansas. Passed by Florida State. They're able to get it back. Here comes Jody Brown. Arkansas not able to get a foot on it. Jody Brown and Hauser doing battle. Back over to Olsen, and it's collected by Barbara.
Sort of what we talked about in the open with Jody Brown, Trevor. It's her ability off the ball, pressing the defense. It's a beautiful over-the-top ball to Jody, but then the patience that she shows, kind of similar to what she did last week, setting up her teammate Beata Olsen. It's a good save from Barbara.
Handball called against Florida State. This one fairly close to the box. So
This is the opportunity that Arkansas looks for. One of the better set pieces they've had tonight, a little more centrally. You have the option to go for it, put this on goal, but also maybe even put someone out wide towards the back post. Again, Coach Hill has all these options.
The interesting thing here is DiFilippo taking this direct free kick.
Maybe a shot.
Known to score off the headers, but hey, why not go for it? Chip, but just way too tall. Going for goal on the far side. Colby Hale looking on. Short goal kick. Brown lets it go as nice one. Post it. Jody Brown takes it up. She's got numbers with her. What will Brown do with it? She'll shoot. Deflected and collected again by Barbara. Oh, Brown. You knew she is ambitious and wants to score. Had numbers, but elected to take it herself.
Yeah, Florida State had the numbers, but great team defense from Arkansas. They're allowing her to go inside on that left foot. She's not as deadly. Primary on her right. Takes the deflection. Barbara able to come up with the save.
Tankersley trying to change things up. Flynn, though, right in the middle. Heads that one back. And that will go Florida State's direction. Ella Riley denying Brown. Keeping positioning in the center. Deflect that just enough. Payne will clear this one out. Smart move by Brown of selling possession. So it goes right back to Arkansas. Susie and Payne tangling up. Florida State working in short spaces here, and this slip by Payne, unfortunately, on that wet grass in the humidity here in Tallahassee. Quick restart by the Razorbacks. Good pass to DiFilippo at the top of the box. She'll work it back. Franklin back to the outside. Arkansas. Finally, Jack getting probably their best time with the ball in this half.
It's huge for the Razorbacks. Florida State on their heels just a little bit. Could be a long throw in here. You see them loading up players in the box.
It's Ellie Pottigill. Said it likes to take it short, but then goes for a cross. Gilchrist got the foot initially. Florida State trying to work it back up. Olsen saves it. Here comes Arkansas. Robbins trying to play defense. Cut in, Ewai. Flew it in. Flying in, I should say.
Big play from Ron Ewai getting back. She's been doing that all night, not just her on the left side, but also right back as well, Heather Payne.
Cross by Arkansas, trying to trap it. Can't get a hold of it, and Jody Brown will send it back to midfield, and Ella Riley. What makes Florida State really special, Jack, is they have really 11 players committed to offense and then 11 players committed to defense. If they have the ball, it's all offense. When it's defense, it's all defense. And there's a tug of the jersey spotted by head referee Jonathan Weiner, and Florida State will get the ball back.
Especially Trevor with the wingers, with Echegini and Jody Brown being able to track back and the work rates that they show.
Remember, this is a club that does not have a really deep roster. They have just over 20 players overall. Probably one of the more minimal amounts in all of college soccer. These are players with not only a lot of experience, but the stamina that these young women possess is probably second to none, as you see Cepay and Garcia enter the match.
It always helps playing in the Florida heat, but coming up against a team like Arkansas that likes to pressure you and keep you on your heels and keep you running, this was really the biggest test for Florida State in terms of that stamina.
I gotta say, this crowd is absolutely special, Jack. So special, in fact, that I'm seeing something I've never seen before here. There's people along the fence near the building over here. You can see them in the top right of your screen. I have never seen that before. That's how much this match means to Florida State and this university. Take a look at that.
Yeah, the soccer complex sold out and some. People scattered all over the road.
Even at the fence on the street on Stadium Drive, they are checking it out. The #1 team in the country. Corner by Arkansas short. Gets cleared back away. Again, the 6th largest attendance in program history here at the Seminole Soccer Complex. Trevor DeGroat, Jack Kavovit, Emily Peters with you here on ESPN+. Winner of this match heads to the College Cup in Cary, North Carolina next week. Right now it's the Seminoles with a 1-0 edge over Arkansas. Arkansas getting back into a little bit of a flow like they did in the first half. Getting the ball deep and keeping it there. Nesbitt, good header to insert. Shot by Hunter, goes right over to Roque. Roque, very steady, level-headed, and of course has played in a lot of big-time matchups. Florida State has made it to the championship final the last 2 seasons. Roque was the starting netminder in both of them. Of course, playing against top competition in the ACC will prepare you just for that. Good passing by Florida State. Here comes Lauren Flynn. She wants a long ball, but that's off the mark. Sent the other way. Nesbitt there to gather, and we'll send it right back over to Cepay. Cepay had a tough time handling it. There's B. Franklin getting pressured and challenged by Neiswanger, and that's forced into a turnover to Gilchrist, who has a tough time finding an open jersey in white. As we'll get another substitution for Arkansas. Shayna Flynn reemerges in the second half, and she'll give Zoe Susi his break. Susi, by the way, has 5 points this season, all of them coming in 4 straight starts. Coach Hale really admired the way Susi has been playing as of late. He's been coming on strong with 5 straight starts.
She plays well in the wing. She brings that sort of fire out there on a team we mentioned. She's the shortest player on the roster, but really does not play like it.
In fact, scored the 3rd goal for Arkansas last week against Memphis. And a good thing, too, given that Memphis responded pretty quickly to even that game up. And it was in PKs where Arkansas eventually prevailed.
Trevor, you talk about this is an Arkansas team coming in that scored most goals in the tournament, tied with Alabama. They've been putting it in the back of the net, seems with ease, through the first couple rounds. Now coming here to Tallahassee, Florida State's been able to deal with the pressure just a little bit better as this game has moved along.
Passing between Garcia and Neiswanger. Here's Olsen now. Trying to see towards the midfield, see if she can find an open Florida State Seminole. Turn, gets challenged just outside the box. Not going to be a penalty kick, but boy, this will be a very close free kick opportunity for the Seminoles.
Very fortunate for Arkansas, this was not in the box. CB Olsen, very shifty. Got beat there, just had to take her down.
Ella Riley.
Riley's been good this season for the Razorbacks. Coach Hill's been praising her, starting as a freshman.
Earned her spot there. Didn't think she might not get it at first. Here's the shot by Neiswanger, and just deflected by Hunter. Saved that from going in on the near side.
Huge play from Hunter. Jenna Neiswanger seemed as if they actually caught him off guard. You see Barbara was way over on the far post. Thankfully, Hunter there to save it.
Barbara could have probably had that, but you know, Hunter was not going to let that up, give that up for chance. 2021 SEC Scholar Athlete of the Year right there. Another cross for Neiswanger, and this one misses everybody. It'll be a goal kick. That's one of those very few variations that Florida State has on those corners, Jack. They really like to box everybody up, load it up in the 6 around the keeper. Not enough maneuverability for the keeper to get in position to punch it out, catch it. It just creates chaos, and Florida State is as really efficient as they come on these corners.
Really want the chaos, and at that point, with all those bodies, it just becomes a mentality. Who wants it more?
Really, it's all about two things from Coach Penske: great service and bodies to go get it. Luckily for Florida State, they didn't actually need a body to get their first goal in this game. They got that, unfortunately for Arkansas, provided by Brianna Hunter. Amazing job in limited space by Garcia to draw the foul. You could see Arkansas maybe stretching a little bit now. Maybe fatigue could be setting in, Jack. They're kind of pushing it a little bit, and they're drawing a few too many fouls. That's allowing Florida State to get more time. Great flick by Neiswanger. Payne. Cross, and Riley's there to deny. And again, another corner. So in the first half, it was 3-0 corners for Arkansas. Now Florida State has really pushed that scale the other way.
Yeah, it's really flipped the script.
Neiswanger. Ready to go. Couple Seminoles out wide, but mostly in the box again. This one tapped by Arkansas. Can they clear it? Yes, they do. Garcia trying to save it. She does. Touched by Erzin. EY. So Garcia, she'll take it. Takes a shot, far post. But not enough mustard on that one, as Barbara with a strong throw, outlet pass. Here comes Tankersley on the far side. Trying to get numbers forward, but a nice job by EY of stifling that.
And another dangerous corner from Neiswanger, just possessing that ability, keeping Arkansas on their heels. We saw transition from Arkansas, but you see a little more pace on that corner. Arkansas able to deal with it, get it out, but created a transition. I know Florida State wants to score, but you're only up 1-0 right now, giving Arkansas numbers to get him and get him behind, tie this game up.
Ryan Penske, maybe not as animated this half as he was in the first, but he'll give Beata Olson a break. Olson's been really battling amongst those center backs and midfielders. Here's Shayna Flynn for Arkansas. Tries to give it up to Pottigill, and Pottigill draws a corner. Now corner kicks evened all up at 5. Okay, parking instructions. She's got to deal with the California Redwood in front of her. Aragon sends it. No one hits it. Shot by DiFilippo. Does not get through. Goes to the far side. DiFilippo trying to beat Robbins to the ball, and she does. More service into the box. Headed up. Headed back towards the center, and Garcia with an excellent turn and clear. Hauser flicks it to Roque, and she almost lets that one slip by. I'd say sweaty palms, but that's more like moist gloves.
Very
finger moment for Roque.
Very fortunate. Seemed Roque tried to run up the field before she caught the ball. You see her, she's just kind of sort of looking up. She had space with Echegini up top and Garcia, instead of just keeping the ball and catching it first.
The Fayetteville faithful still holding out hope with under 15 to go. I can tell you, Jack, as a former wide receiver, one of the first rules you learn as a pass catcher is see the ball into your hands first. Do not take your eye off the ball, otherwise you'll drop it. Maybe Roquet had a little bit of her eyes down the pitch a little bit too soon.
She was ready to go.
Good move by Payne, but extra effort by Flynn as Neiswanger takes it off the noggin. The same fluidity that Arkansas had in the first half has not really reemerged here in the second, as Jody Brown will come back in after taking a break. For Caitlin Zapay, she will depart. So some strategy by Brian Penske, getting his starters a little bit of a breather here in the middle of the second half. Wants them ready to go to empty the tank here with just under 14 remaining. Brown and Aragon going to work. Here comes Ewai, flies up the wing. What does she have for her? Here's Echegini in the box, Brown at the top. Now Robbins with a shot off the crossbar. Oh, what a moment, what a bid. She'll take another shot, and it goes to Barbara. Oh, in her last home game as a Seminole, Robbins was that close of coming away with a goal, which could have been the clincher. Arkansas trying to work it right back, but boy, what a close call.
Wow.
Getting that all-important 2-goal lead for Florida State just
an incredible strike from Robbins. She actually had Jenna Neiswanger wide open to her right as well. Instead takes it on her right foot. You see the curve on the ball. Fortunate. They say the post is the goalkeeper's best friend. Grace Barbara fortunate on that one.
I don't blame Robbins teeing that one up. When you're that wide open at the top of the box, you take that shot. Payne getting in the way of Flynn, and Neiswanger takes over. Fans wanted to call, and they're going to get it. Neiswanger still pounding the grass, wanting it a little earlier. She's just going to shrug it off. She's like, okay, if that's the way we're going to play, so be it.
And that's really been key to Florida State turning this momentum, Trevor. Jenna Neiswanger's involvement within this midfield. We didn't really see her much in the first 20, 30 minutes of the game, right? But now she's starting to make her presence known, get to the ball, get those short passes, and really open up the offense going forward.
Chris trying to find Jody Brown off the free kick as Ellie Potagil in position, 10v10 in the numbers game there. Robbins controls. Jody Brown back to Neiswanger, who almost does the splits. Seeing the pressure coming from behind. And a stoppage here in play. It's B. Franklin. And she's be getting a bloody nose here. A hard challenge, it looks like. Looks like we might get a review of what happened here.
Just talking to the referee, saying someone might have got her in the face and the nose.
So B. Franklin being attended to. Now this could have some significant ramifications if this was intentional. So kind of happened off the ball potentially, Jack. Not exactly sure what the ruling is going to be here. See, even I don't know if our cameras can catch it, but the crowd's even trying to get a peek around Jonathan Weeder, try to join him in the living room to see what's going on the television set. But good to see B. Franklin up at the very least. You see everyone gathering around the monitor. Trying to find out what exactly happened, but it is a stoppage in play. And Jack, this is a chance, at least for Arkansas, to really reassess things, trying to get something together in time for an equalizing goal here.
It's really serving as a timeout, giving them that little stoppage, as you mentioned, Trevor. Now you can reset the momentum and figure out how you're going to press forward on Florida State. I think you're just looking to see here if you know, something was intentional on Franklin.
Let's see what we can find out here. Neiswanger being challenged by Franklin.
Might have been when she was taking the ball. Doesn't look.
That looks very incidental if that's the
yeah.
moment.
Seemed incidental from Neiswanger, unfortunately. I mean, of course, in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, no way Neiswanger would have any indication. And she's probably senses that she's challenged, but there's no way she have, with the movements that you saw there, could have been charged with any sort of foul. So play is on. Just over 11 minutes to go. Trapped by Flynn, but the other Flynn comes away and clears it away.
Yeah, but now tactically, Trevor, right, you get that short little break, catch your breath, and figure out, okay, how are we going to attack Florida State and get this goal?
Olsen comes back in for Florida State, as does Ainsley Erzin. As Aragon departs. Again, what's on the line? If Arkansas comes away victorious, they are going to go to their first ever College Cup. It'll be the first ever victory over Florida State. It would be the first time Florida State has lost a postseason match since 2019. Ironically enough, that was a quarterfinal match as well. Olsen on the run as Neiswanger backing her up. Etchegini taking a casual jog. Control, stall for time as Hauser tries to force the issue. Excellent discipline and dribbling by Etchegini in the corner, and that one goes off Etchegini. We'll go to Arkansas, and now, as Flynn tried to work her way up the line, Jonathan Weiner says, not so fast. Take a few steps back, and it'll be Hauser near the corner.
Just a smart play from Etchegini, though. No need to force it.
Back out to center. Nesbitt working with Payne. Nesbitt too strong for Etchegini to run on. With less than 9:30 to go, Jack. Arkansas has not been able to find sustained pressure. Now is the best time to get it. If it's got to be now, if it's going to be any time, it has to be now.
It's got to be now. Arkansas is going to bring as much pressure as they can. At least is what we've seen all game. Florida State's going to have to stay disciplined. They're going to be sending numbers up.
Potagil, she be the hero one more time in her Arkansas career. Gets the ball back, slipped by Lauren Flynn. Potagil cross. Gilchrist in perfect position as looked like Tankersley trying to deny and keep the ball alive. And that one in the box. Missed Erzin and DiFilippo. That could have been the moment for Arkansas. More couple errant passes by the Seminoles. Ryan Penske, he can taste it. He knows he's only a few minutes away from a College Cup.
He's feeling it, but that's the ball there, though, Trevor, right on the penalty spot. Arkansas got to try to create more chances in that area.
Penske knows this is gut check time for his club. Lauren Flynn has been so solid in the center for Florida State tonight. Franklin drawing the foul, or at least the throw-in. State will resume play. Almost out. It's not called out. Robbins will draw another throw-in. There's that veteran presence for Clara Robbins, as Garcia will once again enter this match. She'll tag out Oni Etchegini.
Ryan Penske keeping some pace and fresh legs up front. The ball does reach that side of the field for Florida State. As you can just see, bodies up the field for Arkansas right now, trying to keep pressure on Florida State.
Career game number 109 for Clara Robbins. 7th season, has battled through injuries in her first few years. Of course, the COVID year, and she puts on a good move to fake out Susie. So she got the extra year of eligibility for that. That's allowed her to stay put. Decided to come back. Really, it was an off-season with Mark Krikorian departing, with Brian Penske coming in. He had to talk and communicate with a lot of players who wanted to come back. Where do they fit now in this new era of Florida State soccer? And did a nice job of keeping people in. Florida State trying to hang on here. The veteran group that's been here before, they want to do it again. Here's Robbins. Veteran instincts going to the corner. Or at least trying to draw the throw in. And this will go to Arkansas's way. Emily's got more on the veterans here for Florida State.
Yeah, Trevor, you mentioned Clara, and it's Jenna and Heather's last home game for sure, no matter the outcome tonight. And they have just been unbelievable during their time here. Coach Penske couldn't say enough good things, and he just said their talent and their want to continue their college careers, ideally for the next 3 games, is going to propel this team forward, and he is going to miss them greatly when they are gone.
Certainly a long success of winning in Florida State continuing on this train ride that is Florida State soccer. Those 3 have had decorated careers that do not want it to end tonight. Certainly at least love to end the home stretch of that, the home games, with a W. Nice swanger to Brown, who beats to the spot, enters the box. There's a shot. Kick save by Barbara. Still free in the box. And now cleared away. Barbara has had to come up big here in this second half, Jack, and needed it right there.
She's really been phenomenal. Some great passing and moving from Florida State, but Grace Barber doing what she's done all the second half, making a save.
Great back and forth passing. Here's Brown again. She'll take it to the corner. This is textbook Florida State soccer with a lead. This one going to the end line for a goal kick. Arkansas needs to quicken the pace. Colby Hale trying to will his team on for this final stretch. The Razorbacks find a hero. Ball into the box. Settled down. Back over. Hauser. DiFilippo. Has it to herself. Flicks it. Shot. But just not enough on it. Is Erzin. And DiFilippo is down inside the box. Shaken up. Grasping the right leg.
Dangerous area there, Trevor. Still getting chances. Arkansas, she might have just
Filippo playing with intense passion on a regular basis and showing the passion right now, trying to find a foul.
She's really fighting in the box. Her and Nesbeth both. She would kick that ball, just collided with the legs.
And there's another player in Leilani Nesbeth who has a bunch of passion to give right back over to DiFilippo. DiFilippo needing to go to the sidelines real quick. Now she comes back in. Florida State with a win tonight, they would enter their 3rd straight College Cup. And that man right there would be headed to his first. Fans, as you can see, clinging to fences, sitting on top of ledges and on the top of parking garages, all waiting to burst out in jubilation and excitement for a Florida State victory. But Arkansas trying to make one last push to keep the game alive. Robbins heads it out. There's Olsen. Riley, though, stops the momentum momentarily. Here comes Neiswanger, and Riley again. She's been really good as a last-line defense. Back in the center in the middle of play. Leilani Nesbitt gets in front of DiFilippo, but she's going to tee one up and sends it right to Roque. Roque doing the wise thing of letting the ball still in play to tick the clock.
Smart. Also just a good shot from DiFilippo. A little outside the box, but Curlin still making Roque have to make a save. They want to see a little more power on it, but you can just see all the players on the field right now emptying the gas tank, really giving everything they got.
Found my inner Chris Berman right there with the tick. Foul by Arkansas. Under 2 to go. Robbins saves it. Try and waste time. Hunter has to make a play. And it's a goal kick. 120 and counting. Barbara sends it. Headed by Susie. Right there, it's Payne. 1 minute remaining. Olsen wanted to charge, forcing Barber to send it down sooner than maybe she would have wanted to, as EY keeps the ball in play. Ruling is going to be a goal kick.
That was an incredible ball from Grace Barbara, talking about her leg strength to put it over in the corner, but Ron EY coming up big.
A big exhale by Colby Hale. We've got an injured Razorback on the pitch. Might add time to this. But the Florida State Seminoles fans are starting to stand up because they know what is coming. Clock continues to go, but now it has stopped at 11 seconds as to the injury here. That's to Ava Tankersley. She was down there for a good 30 seconds or so, I think, Jack. So not sure if they'll add time back for Arkansas, but an incredible effort by the Razorbacks. Just falls a bit short, and it was the own goal that's the difference.
I mean, it's been an incredible match all night. These teams were fighting. We said it, just exchanging blows, going back and forth. The physicality from both sides was evident throughout the entire night. And for both teams, this was a game that they were expecting. They knew this was going to be back and forth, right? But probably the hardest test that either side has faced.
And so 43 seconds will be put back up. It'll be a goal kick for Roque. Clock will start when she sends this one down. Arkansas playing quite a bit up. Will force Roque to send it to midfield. Headed back. Robbins, excellent header to Neiswanger. She sends it to Olsen. Garcia's wide open. But Olsen doing the smart thing, keeping possession. Less than 30 to go. Brown. Warding off Razorbacks. Dispossessed, and this will stay with Florida State. For the 13th time in program history, Florida State is headed back to the College Cup. 1-0 the final at the Simple Soccer Complex. Fourth in the last 5 years, and the first for that man, Brian Penske, at the helm of Florida State soccer. An absolute war, Jack, jockeying for positioning, battling for the ball, and in the end, Florida State's pressure in the second half